You remember that show that was like Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide? Well, this is Chelsea's Declassified Freshers Survival Guide. That was such a mouthful. Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be talking about the highlight of the first year of uni, Freshers Week. So I'm going to share some advice of, what to do, what not to do, and also kind of mention a few stories that happened in my Freshers Week. So I hope this video is helpful. Any questions, as always, put them in the comments box below. And without further ado, here's my advice on how to get through Freshers Week. Straight off the bat, I'm literally just going to go in with like the most valuable, important tip ever that I could ever mention, and it is know your limits. You have no idea how many people in Freshers Week end up in an ambulance on the first night. There was a girl in my flat in first year who literally on the very first night got really tanked up, like really drunk, like wine drunk, like woo, and this is about like 9 p.m. and we thought, oh, she's quite fun, she's obviously going to be a wild one. And didn't make it out. Someone had to literally carry her and put her in bed. And then she never went out ever again. And I think that just really put her off. So just know your limits, have a good time. But if you haven't really gone out drinking before, or you haven't gone out drinking on that level, and chances are you won't have, just don't get pressured into loads of shots and whatever. The thing is as well at Freshers is because you're drinking pretty much really heavily, like every night for 5-6 nights in a row, comes to a point where on night 3, because you've got so much alcohol in your system, you could have half a pint and you'll just be really ill, or you'll just be kind of drunk. So loads and loads of food, sleep, loads of water if you are going to go out and drink loads, and don't mix drinks as well. So my second advice is to take nights off. I think I went out 4 out of 6. I went out a lot. For me, that's a lot. Came to a point where I physically couldn't go out because 1, I was really tired, 2, I started to get really ill, and 3, I was just really hungover all the time, and I don't get hungover. This kind of feeds into my other tip as well about being selective on the nights you want to go. So, it's not all compulsory. You're paying to sort of do it, so you can do what you want to do. And if you look at nights and think, oh, I'm not really a bar crawl person, or I'm not really going out and do X thing, just don't do them, and then do the ones that you really want to do. Because if you have a night off, and even if you just sit in your flat with a few flatmates and watch a film, whatever, you can still bond and still have a really good night, and then you'll be able to really enjoy the nights that you want to do. And also having nights off stops you getting ill, because I got ill, I think it was just after Freshers Week. So I remember we had the Freshers Week, and then about a week later on the Thursday, we had a bar crawl, and I really wanted to go on this bar crawl. It was really meant to be really good. And I got ill in between the end of Freshers and that bar crawl. And I'm talking I had flu, I got conjunctivitis, which if you don't know what that is, it's basically a massive eye infection, which was delightful. And then I had an ear infection. Genuinely, I just got really ill out of nowhere. I woke up one day and was oh, this is the end. I've been at uni a week, not going well. But I went to the bar crawl anyway, like a champ. And when I was at this bar crawl, because when you get conjunctivitis, you get really bloodshot eyes, everybody thought I was really high, and I was just genuinely really, really ill. Stop yourself getting ill, have lots of sleep, be picky about the nights out you want to go on, eat, drink, try and take care of yourself, don't overdo it, because you will get ill. Freshers flu is a really big thing, you will get ill. Maybe not on the level that I got ill, but, you will get ill. And because you'll have Freshers flu, signing up to the GP is honestly the first, step that you should do. I didn't sign up for the GP. I'm still actually not registered at my GP in York, which is really bad, but I'm not the type of person to ever really go to the doctors. So I just kind of thought, not worth the paperwork. So, if you get really ill, and obviously people are sexually active at uni, it's good to have the GP there just for things like that. And that also leads me on to my other point of, in Freshers, I really each to their own, and I'm gonna add this caveat of each of their own. If you want to do something, do it. It's not Bible, obviously, what I say, but in my opinion, I wouldn't have sex with anybody in Freshers Week, period. You don't know whether you get off with some boy in a nightclub, he happens to be in your seminar the following week, or he has a girlfriend, or or you get off with some girl and she's actually the floor above you in your halls, and you have to see her all the time. It's awkward. It's better to kind of establish yourself too, because you don't want to be that person in your house and in your flat where all your flatmates think, oh, they just go off and get with people all the time. I just think it's not a really good first impression, and people in your flat will just think, oh god, they just go off and get off with people all the time. They're not going to be fun to go out on a night out with, because they're just going to want to bugger off halfway through and go home with someone. So it's just not a good vibe. You want people to know you before they know the things that you do. You know, you want people to like you for like who you are, not like you going off getting with people. So I just wouldn't recommend doing it, and it's only a week of your life. Just get with people on week 2, okay? If you really want to get with people that bad, just wait a week. So on other topics of like going out, best advice I could give is when you're like meeting people on nights out, add them on Facebook, add them on like Snapchat. It depends obviously like how well you know them and like whatever. Like don't be adding absolute strangers. Like just add them on social media, because then you'll basically get like a little like cohort of people that you've met on all these nights out, and then like a month down the line, when kind of the freshers blur is all over, you'll have like a network of people that you can be like, oh, do you want to go get a coffee? Or like, oh, you do X, Y, and Z. And also the thing that I did on nights out when I'd meet people, I'd put what they study in and what college they're in their like contact info. So I'd be like, Neil, biochem, Alcuin, or whatever. Like the next day I'd wake up and be like, who the hell's Neil? So at least I know, like, it gives me reference to be like, oh, if I ever know anyone that wants to do biochem, I can contact them, or in this college or whatever. And just be really chatty to people as well. I honestly met most of my friends in first year on the bus on the way back from nights out. The amount of times people would just turn around to me and be like, hey, who are you? What college are you in? Da, 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 da. And I met so many people that way. So just like be really open, speak to people all the time. And if you're not wanting to go out, then just like go and do more of the tame events and go to the daytime events and like meet people that way. Just be really friendly and open. And even if you're walking past people like on the campus or in your college, just be like, hey, how are you? What are you studying? Like I know it sounds weird to some to like go up to complete strangers and be like, how's it going? But in freshers, anything goes because everyone's new, so everyone kind of really appreciates that. So my next 2 tips are kind of like the emergency tips for when you're on a night out. And it's stuff that when in my second year, I like volunteered for committee to like do Freshers Week. So I wasn't actually like a fresher, but like I experienced Freshers Week again. And there were so many things I saw from a sober point of view that I think are worthwhile to know. So firstly, always keep £10, like a spare £10 note in the back of your phone. You might lose all your money, or you might take a certain amount out and spend it and then not have enough to get a taxi home, or someone that you're with in your flat might absolutely paralytic and need a taxi to go home. Like it's just good to have cash. And also for taxis, save the taxi numbers in your local area to your phone, and also like look at the ones that do student discount, because we have one in York that has a student discount on it, and I didn't even know that until second year. So think of all the money that I could have saved. And also on that note, like do not leave drinks unattended. The amount of times that I have heard about people getting spiked and basically being needed to carry home, it happens a lot, way more than you'd actually think it does at uni. So yeah, don't leave drinks unattended. And like even if you're like dancing or whatever, like I always like would dance, if this is a glass, I always dance with like my hand over it, so like people can't walk past and slip something in or whatever. And like don't put it down and think I'm gonna go to the smoking area, or I'm gonna go to the bathroom or whatever, because you'll come back, 1, probably someone drank it, or 2, like you'll be spiked. So like don't. So you want to go to the Freshers Fair as well in Freshers Week and sign up to like everything that you want to do, get loads of free stuff when you're there, like really take that opportunity to like 1, stock up on the free Domino's pizza that will be there, because that will be lunch, and also get loads of mugs and pens and good stuff that you're going to want throughout the next year. Also sign up to the stuff that you really genuinely want to do. There are so many things that I signed up for but then like didn't really have the time and the confidence to think, I don't want to go. I kind of talked myself out of a few things that I look back at now and I'm like, oh, I wish I did it. Like I'm gonna have to do them in my 3rd year now, but it's kind of like in freshers, just like sign up to the stuff that you really want to do. If you think I've always wanted to try fencing or surfing or whatever, just go and sign up to the club. And my final 2 bits of advice are like finance related. So sign up to every single discount you possibly can, every single student discount that you can get, do it. There's so many restaurants in my second year, like I went to with friends, and they were like, oh yeah, it's 30% off in here. And I'm like, oh, well, thanks for telling me now. Like, you know, my final bit of advice is Freshers Week is so expensive, like so expensive in comparison to like normal poverty uni life. So just like save up in advance a little bit for it, or just like know that you're gonna have a really big expenditure in that first week. So that concludes this video on like Freshers Week advice and how to basically get through Freshers Week. I hope it was helpful. Best of luck to everybody that's starting uni soon, and I hope you have a really, really fab first year, really, really great Freshers Week, get to know everybody that you can, try new things, and just have a really, really great first year. So this is the end of this video. I will see you next week. I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.